The guest experience at Raymond James Stadium is one of the best in the entire league. This is a special place to play and watch football.
The Buccaneers will kick off to begin the game.
He'll return it from the 1. At the 30. At the 40. Across midfield. They finally are able to bring him down at the 40.
I really thought he was going to take that one all the way. Still, he sets the offense up in a great position to break this tie.
On the ground with a tailback. They can't bring him down. That'll be a 7-yard pickup. That brings up second down. They'll need about 3 yards here on second down. He'll get it again.
Phillips was there on the tackle.
D'Angelo Williams found some room and was able to pick up the first. They go with the run. Hit and drop behind the line.
You know, listen, I would never want to block a defensive lineman. So, I've seen these guys. I know these guys. They're big and they're nasty. But at least from an offensive standpoint, you have to try to get in the way.
Williams gets 8 yards on the play. Here's the throw. Great play, and the Panthers will have first and goal.
Nice play that time. The defense came with the blitz there. He made a good read, delivered a nice ball in there to the open man.
Got it off barely.
And they really forced him to throw that one before he had a chance to read the coverage. You know, typically when they blitz, you end up in one-on-one coverage, but you have to have time to throw the ball.
He throws right. Touchdown, Carolina. The Panthers are able to score the game's first points.
Just a great route that time. No way that he wasn't going to catch that football and score with that one. That was beautiful.
Carolina is up a touchdown. This one's going to be downed in the end zone for a touchback.
Yeah, the other team just scored a touchdown. They have the momentum of the game. And right now as a play caller, I think you have to be very aggressive. Try and recapture that momentum and get this game going back in your direction.
The stop was made by Kemoechi.
Well, that was the perfect time for them to call a blitz. They got in there, filled up all the gaps, brought down the running back for a short gain.
Makes the catch. Won't be stopped.
Too close to call. Here comes the chain gang. The referee signals to the sideline. They're that close.
Passes the ball.
Tackle was made by John Beeson.
When you're trying to blitz the quarterback, you better have some talented corners on the outside, because as a wideout, just give me 3 or 4 seconds against the blitz, and it is awfully tough to try and cover that.
There for the catch.
John Beeson was there on the tackle.
Good job by the offense that time. Really nothing there down the field. He just takes a little completion and keeps moving the ball.
He's going to be tackled for a loss.
Did you see how fast that linebacker was on that one? Not only did he recognize it, but when he did recognize it, he had the explosiveness to get there.
Got to him just as he released it.
Very strange looking play on third. down. I don't know how you decide to make that throw when you know you need more yardage than that for a first down.
Let's go, fellas.
This one's going to go out of bounds at the 36. The Panthers
Were able to put a scoring drive together on their last time out.
give to the tailback. Still going. That's a good 9-yard gain.
Well, they brought the blitz that time. The offensive line did a pretty good job recognizing it. They got the blocks, but the back was still able to get out of there for a nice gain.
He passes short. Comes down with it.
And tight ends are so big that as coverage people, it's tough to figure out how to defend them. If you're on their left side, they throw it to the right side. If you're behind them, they throw it in front. Tight ends are tough to cover.
They'll go with the run once again. The stop was made by Hovan. They get 2 yards.
Tom, that was a run blitz on that play. They brought the middle linebacker effectively filling all the gaps, and there was simply nowhere for the running back to go.
Gets the pass away.
Makes the grab near the sideline, but no signal yet. So after conferring, they're going to say he was out of bounds.
Well, let's give him some credit for making a great effort, but just unable to pull that one in.
Short throw to the left.
Everybody knows about this guy's arm strength, and if you wanted to see an example of it, right there it was.
He'll get the call again. Williams comes away with 5 yards on the carry from the 26-yard line. They hand it off. The tackle was made by Chris Hovan. D'Angelo Williams did a good job to get free and pick up the first. Here's the give. That's a 2-yard gain. That'll bring up 2nd down. And this is the 9th play of the current drive. To the end zone. Drops the easy pick.
Jackson had the coverage on the play.
Here's the pass, and this one could be a big gain. They push him out of bounds, and now they have 1st and goal.
And you know the amazing thing about this guy, we all talk about his arm strength, but did you see how fluid that delivery was? He didn't even look like he was trying to throw it hard.
Passes to the end zone.
Anytime you give up that quick pressure like that, very seldom are those passes completed.
End zone. Almost picked.
Brown was defending on the play.
3rd down.
Arrington left side.
As much as we want to give credit to the running backs for scoring touchdowns, it is really the offensive line that gets it done when you get down here.
John Casey tacks on the extra point.
Here's a look at the drive summary presented by Sprint.
He can't bring him down.
This offense really needs to get something going in this series. A game like this can quickly get out of hand, and before you know it, you have to get away from that game plan and start taking more chances.
And he caught it. Michael Clayton has now caught 30 passes on the season. Rolls right. Gets the ball away. Johnson is there on the tackle.
Yeah, the defense came with pressure, but they couldn't quite get to the quarterback, and they paid a price. He got it out of there, picked up a nice game.
Passes to his left. Popinga makes the tackle. Strouder picks up about 5 yards with the catch. Passes it out. No completion.
If you can make a quarterback move his feet, if you can make him a little uncomfortable, the timing of those deep routes are just thrown off.
The fieldhouse is located just inside gate 2 at the lower level.
The pass is away. Beeson has it. Down the sideline. To the 10. Touchdown, Panthers.
You know, it's bad enough offensively to throw an interception, but you can't let the guy run down the field for a touchdown. You have to turn into a defensive player at that point. They did not make that transition.
John Casey is good on the point after. Let's take a look at the sprint drive summary. Smith fields it at the 1. Brought down at the 31. The Buccaneers turned the ball over on an interception their last time out. He's sacked.
Anytime you blitz a corner, it's risky. You leave a receiver open, but so many times the quarterback is not expecting those corner blitzes, so they're not really watching out there. And the offensive lineman, it's really easy to miss those guys too.
Gets the pass off. Drops the sure pitch. Wonderland had the coverage on the play.
We're going to be able to make plays. Come on, baby. Get it up. This is your game, baby.
Throws it short. Pass is complete. The stop was made by Godfrey.
Well, if that was all they were going to do on third down, they might as well have just kicked it on third down, because you're still way far away from picking up a first down, and that just was sort of a give up.
Robinson fields it at the 35. The Panthers have put together a couple of nice drives back-to-back. Let's see if the defense can adjust. And they're coming after him.
You bring a little pressure, and it impacts quarterbacks, and we saw it there.
Throws just as the pressure gets there.
Just missed that time, bringing him down for a sack, but great pressure to force an incompletion.
Gets the pass away. And the pass is incomplete.
Boy, that one was shot in there, too. I'm not sure anybody could have caught that one anyway. That thing just never came down.
And it'll be down at the 2.
The Buccaneers are looking to dig themselves out of this big hole that they've dug themselves into, and at the very least, you have to show the guys on the other bench you're not going to roll over.
Gives to the back. And he makes it out to about the 5-yard line. Lewis makes the tackle. They line up at the 5. Here's the halfback. Ward gains 7 yards on that play. Short yardage situation here. They'll need a little less than a yard to convert. The halfback with the carry. Derek Ward did a great job to get past the marker and get the first down. Short throw to the right. The stop was made by McAllister.
Yeah, when you see the blitz, you have to understand your own protections, because if your protection is sliding away from the blitz, you have no choice but to get it out of there to the hot receiver.
Throws it out, and it's completed. Tackle was made by Barnett.
The Buccaneers are getting on a bit of a roll here. Nice play calling and good execution. The defense looks a little confused right now.
Toss. Richard Marshall was there to bring him down. Ward gets 6 yards on the play. They'll keep it on the ground again.
Well, that's what happens when defensively you get every gap covered. There is simply nowhere to go with the football. No chance for the running back that time.
He's under a heavy rush. And the pass falls incomplete. Waterland was defending on the play. 4th down. The Buccaneers line up to punt. Robinson is the return man. He fields the punt at the 13. And it's pretty apparent that just about everything is working for these guys today. Pass time. They get 6 there, and that will bring up 2nd down. So 2nd down now. The offense needs about 4 for the first. Williams gets it on the inside.
Yeah, great defense at the point of attack, but also very impressive the pursuit to the ball. They were all coming there.
Batted away. And the pass was knocked away at the last minute.
Just terrific play by the defense. They followed the quarterback's eyes, made a quick jump on the ball, and were all over that one.
Smith fields it at the 35. He makes it out to the 49-yard line.
The Buccaneers are in a dangerous territory right now. This one's gotten a little out of hand, but a touchdown on this series, maybe your defense gets a little momentum going.
They hand it off. 2nd down, 10 yards to go. Moves to his right. Gets the pass out. Marshall gets his hand on it. 3rd down coming up after that incompletion. Throws the deep pass. It falls incomplete. The defense had their number during that last series as they go 3 and out.
Well, you're going to have to gather the troops over on the sideline, because whether it was poor play calling or poor execution, they never got anything going that time.
He takes it at the 12. He gets this one to the 26-yard line. And they're already up big. That return just really puts them into position to make this thing a blowout. Hit as he passes. Piscatelli gets the pick. To the 20. To the 10. Touchdown Tampa Bay.
You know, some defensive players, you don't want to throw it in their zone because it might get intercepted. Some guys you absolutely don't want to throw it there because they can turn it into a touchdown going the other way.
From the 5-yard line,
He gets to the 26. The Panthers want to get better results from this series. Their last one ended with a turnover.
They'll give it off here. Hovan
Was there on the tackle.
Williams gains about 4 yards on the play. He slides.
Really good work by the Buccaneers.
3rd and 11 coming up here. Passes it. He goes up high for the catch.
Yeah, he scored a few style points with that one, but more importantly, they pick up the first down.
Williams takes it up the middle, and he makes it out to about the 47-yard line.
Adams makes the tackle.
Still on his feet. Hovan makes his 5th stop of the game on that play. 3rd down now. They'll need a couple of yards to convert for a first down. Throws it. Piscatelli intercepts it.
He's really been playing well now with his 2nd interception of the game. He's got that special instinct that all good safeties need to have to make a difference in this league. And if he can get just a little bit more time, there are guys running open down the field. The pressure is getting close, but it's not there. He should take a fraction longer to make that throw.
He's got all day to throw. Short pass to his left. Broken up.
Strouder was the intended receiver on the play.
After 1 quarter of play, the score is the Panthers 21, the Buccaneers 7. Throws it. Catches it, and he's dropped.
Well, let's face it, there really aren't too many plays in the playbook that would have gained enough for the first down there, so they just took what they could get.
Gets to about the 41. The Panthers turned the ball over on an interception their last time out.
Vic hands it left.
Brown was there to bring him down.
Nothing makes a defensive coordinator cringe more than seeing that kind of run, because then it sets up the play action, and there's almost no way to stop an offense if you can't stop the run and you have to deal with play action.
He's there for the catch.
The stop was made
By Piscatelli.
And running backs who are good receivers are pretty rare. You know, a lot of times those guys, they come out and they're good running the football, but they don't make the kind of plays in the passing game. This guy can clearly do both.
And he's hit as he throws. King picks up 7 yards with that catch. They line up at the 28. Passes. Brings it in.
Brown makes the tackle.
The Panthers are having some success getting the ball down the field on this drive. This offense is clicking.
Rude hits him for a loss at the 11.
And when your defensive line can handle their guys up front and not allow the offensive linemen to get down on the linebackers, it really gives those linebackers a chance to look great.
They're going to pitch it. White will drop him behind the line at the 14-yard line.
Yeah, sometimes you just have to admit defeat on a play as a running back and just try and get that thing back to the line of scrimmage.
Excellent pass protection. Pressure gets there, and they bring him down.
I really like what they did that time. Nice job by the Buccaneers.
It's good. Here's your sprint drive summary. So the score now, the Panthers 24, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers 7. Hit and dropped at the 29-yard line. They couldn't do anything against this defense on their last drive, and they were forced to punt.
That's right. Let's get that ball back.
He rolls out to the right. He needs to get the pass off. Pass falls incomplete.
Under pressure, he felt the heat that time and was forced to throw it away quickly.
On the ground with a tailback.
The Buccaneers are simply getting stuffed on nearly every rushing attempt. They need to get a spark somehow because this just does not bode well for them.
Dumps it out right. There for the reception. Tackle was made by Mutterland.
The Panthers came onto the field with a ton of energy that time. They controlled the line of scrimmage and didn't allow that extra yardage.
Robinson fields it at the 27. Gets to about the 44.
The Panthers were having their way with this defense last time out, but were held to just 3 points. They'll look to top that here.
And he's decleated at the 47-yard line.
Ouch. You take too many shots like that as a running back, you start peeking around a little bit before you get that football.
Can't bring him down. He looks for an open man. Jermaine Phillips records his first sack of the season. It's 3rd and 10. Ball on the 44-yard line. Defense closing in. So we'll probably see the punt team now after that incompletion as the offense goes 3 and out.
And it really looked like the defense won the battle up front. The big guys controlling the line of scrimmage made the difference there.
It'll go out at the 31. The defense could do no wrong the last time this team had the ball. Here's the throw. The stop was made by Davis.
Typically, receivers are a little taller than defensive backs, so it's not a bad play on occasion to throw one up and let your guy try and go and out-jump the defender.
It's incomplete.
Good release that time by the receiver at the line of scrimmage, but the pass simply was just not there.
They keep it on the ground with the tailback.
Looked like one of those old-fashioned rugby scrums there. A lot of big bodies piled together and nowhere for the running back to go.
He takes it back to the 33. The offense takes the field, and we'll see if they can put something together after their last drive ended with a 3 and out. The counter. The tackle was made by James. Throws it short. The stop was made by Allen.
Yeah, very safe, simple play, hitting the underneath receiver for a solid gain.
And he's hit as he let go of the ball. Breaks free. Brought down at the 40 by Jermaine Phillips.
D'Angelo Williams is just so good at getting separation from defenders after he catches the football.
Rude was there on the tackle.
Yeah, really not a bad play on that one to pull a ball down in that situation, because now not only do you have to think about maybe pulling somebody out of coverage or maybe just slow down that pass rush a little bit, but it plants a seed in the defense's mind.
Here's the give. Still working. Arrington gets about 4 yards on the play. They hand it off. Tackle was made by Black.
Come on, let's go. Let's dominate this.
They're going to try a long field goal here. This kick will be from about 47 yards out. It's good. Here's a look at the drive summary presented by Sprint. From the 5-yard line. At the 30. And he gets brought down hard. They had to punt it away on their previous drive. They get to him.
Nice job on the line by the Panthers.
So the sack on first down brings up a 2nd and long situation. Looking right, intercepted. What a hit! The rookie quarterback has thrown 2 interceptions here in the first half. First down now and 10 to go. And they're coming after him. He's dropped. Jermaine Phillips gets to the quarterback once again for his 2nd sack. Short throw to the left. D'Angelo Williams with his 4th catch of the game. Throws left, picked off.
This guy's a gambler, no question about it. He doesn't mind taking some chances, and sometimes it pays off just like that.
He decides to run.
Big run on that one, but they weren't able to stop him before he got to the marker, and really that's the key. Occasionally, if you're going to try and make a play in a long yardage situation, a quarterback run from the defensive standpoint isn't always so bad.
Give to the tailback. Everett Brown was there on the tackle. Flips it out short. The stop was made by Thomas Davis.
The Buccaneers are putting together a good-looking drive here. That's their third first down.
Passes to his left. Tackle was made by Richard Marshall. Michael Clayton makes his third grab.
Let's go now, let's go. Queens up.
Rolls right. Goes for the end zone. McAllister picks it off. And he nails him in the air.
And you just have to be smarter than that. You're in a good position on the field. You have an opportunity to come away with points, and you just can't simply give it back to the other team.
Passes the ball. And the defender intercepts it. Smith was there on the tackle.
And I like the way he extended for the ball there. He didn't wait for that ball to come to him. He extended his arms, went out and made a play.
Passes, end zone.
What a run that was. He was trapped behind the line of scrimmage. It looked like he was going to go down for a big loss. Instead, he breaks the tackle and runs it in for the touchdown.
Matt Bryant adds the extra point. Let's take a look at the sprint drive summary. He's tackled at the 24-yard line. The Panthers suffered an interception on their last possession. Vic will hand it off. Makes a cut, and he will be hit and dropped.
D'Angelo Williams with some very solid running that time. If there is an opening to be found on the defense, this guy is going to find it and exploit it.
Got it off barely. Barber was there to bring him down.
It's one of the dangers. You bring those extra defenders trying to get after the quarterback, and you're going to leave some man coverage on the outside. That time the quarterback able to take advantage.
Here's the give. Stiff arms, and the defender still makes the tackle. Williams gains about 5 yards on the run. Gives it left side. Tackle was made by Jermaine Phillips. 3 yards there.
And that's why you send all those guys to plug up the holes, and that time there were no holes, really, and he was lucky to get anything on the play. Good pressure that time, and they forced a bad throw. Not much he could have done with the pocket collapsing like that.
Baker can pin them deep in their own territory with a good punt here. It'll go out at the 22.
The Buccaneers can really get on a roll if they can knock in a touchdown here for the second straight series.
He throws short. Is there for the catch.
Nice play there. It's only 7 yards, but that's the kind of underneath throw that eventually opens up some throws down the field.
Hands it to the back. Kemoetu was there to bring him down. 3rd down and 2. Ball on their own 29. The defense has him surrounded. Nearly picked off. He should have had that one. So the offense will probably head off the field after failing to convert for a first down on that series.
Yeah, they just kind of looked out of sync from the very beginning there, and I thought first down really set the tone for that entire series.
He makes it to the 42-yard line. They couldn't do anything against this defense on their last drive, and they were forced to punt.
They give it to the tailback. Tackle was made by Piscatelli. A 7-yard play. That brings up second down. Stiff arms, and he's brought down.
And Tom, that was because the defense filled up all the gaps. The back was looking for somewhere to run, but by bringing the run blitz, they took away all the holes and stopped them for a minimal gain.
Williams, the ball carrier. The stop was made by Jermaine Phillips.
There's been plenty of shoddy tackling out here so far in this one, and that one really kills me because, you know, this is a game that since Pop Warner, you've been taught how to tackle. And how is it that a guy can make it to the professional level and not know how to tackle?
Brown was there to bring him down. Everything seemed to work perfectly on that one.
And that's a pattern that this team likes to run. You know they've been studying that all week on film, and yet they still can't stop it.
And he makes it out to about the 14-yard line before he's hit and dropped. Short throw to the right. Touchdown, Panthers. The Panthers punch it in after going nearly 60 yards in 6 plays. John Casey adds the extra point.
Here's your sprint drive summary.
He's tackled at the 31. They didn't look sharp on their last drive and were forced to punt it away. Gets the pass away. Stovall makes his 3rd catch of the game. He goes deep this time. Batted away.
Derek Ward was the intended receiver.
Second down now with 10 to go. Ball on the 48-yard line.
Let's go, man. Show me where you want to get rid of.
Here's the pass. Makes the catch. The offense calls a timeout, and that was their first timeout. He rolls out to the right. Leftwich can't escape the pressure. They're looking at a 2nd and long here after the sack. He throws left. There for the catch. Godfrey makes the tackle. Clayton with his 4th catch of the game. Deep throw, end zone. It's incomplete. They'll line it up for a very long field goal attempt from 53 yards away. And it's good.
Here's a look at the drive summary presented by Sprint.
He's tackled at the 27. The Panthers ended their last drive with a touchdown, so they'll look to make it 2 in a row.
Let's go.
He fights forward to about the 30 before he's dropped by a host of tacklers. Time for a short break as we send you to the studio for stats and highlights.
Thanks, Tom. We hope everyone is enjoying the game so far. Top plays from the first half, here you go. Here's a look at the first half stats. The number of plays run in the first half favored Carolina. D'Angelo Williams has rushed for over 100 yards. Carolina has the lead, 34-17.
Welcome back to Raymond James Stadium. Brought down at the 33-yard line. First down now and 10 to go. Gives it left side. Ward gets about 4 yards on the play. It appears someone jumped early.
False start, offense. Repeat, second down.
Second and 11 coming up now. Ball on their own 32. Gets the ball away. Not much room to throw into, and it's intercepted. The stop was made by Derek Ward.
And do what you do.
The Panthers have now picked off 4 passes in this ballgame. Williams gets the carry.
Nice call there by the defensive coordinator, coming with the outside linebacker blitz, which really puts some pressure on this group up front.
Passes it out. Comes down with it. Muhammad makes it 5 catches for the game. First down now and 10 to go. Ball on the 16-yard line. Hands it to the back. The tackle was made by Brown. Williams comes away with 2 yards on the carry. Williams again. It'll be first and goal.
D'Angelo Williams really has a special sense of how a play is developing, and he knows the blocking assignments of those guys up front. You can just see it. He is very patient. He waits for it to develop and then takes full advantage.
Hit as he let go of the ball.
When you get that kind of pressure, a lot of times the play will result in something worse than just an incompletion.
Williams takes it up the middle. Williams gains about 4 yards on the play. And this is the 8th play of the drive. Tries for the end zone. Vick gets his 3rd touchdown pass of the game. John Casey tacks on the extra point. Let's take a look at the sprint drive summary. At the 30. Breaks a tackle. At the 40, at the 30, to the 20, to the 10. And he will score. What a return!
Oh, man, was that guy flying or what? He just found a lane and went bowling.
Just gets that one away. That seemed like the right call to go for 2.
Yeah, I like the call. I wasn't too crazy about the play call itself. Typically, in that situation, you have a specific play against a specific team that you have great confidence in, and that one just didn't look very special.
Drop at the 29-yard line. The Panthers bring their hot offense back out. They've taken it downfield for touchdowns on their last 2 series. The pass is away, and he caught it.
And when you get a wide receiver with that kind of talent on the outside, he is a threat to take it all the way on any play.
He's dragged down on the play.
That was a very good effort by the Buccaneers.
They go with the run. The stop was made by James. James with the takedown again. That's his 5th tackle of the game. Plenty of time. Throws it deep to the end zone. Incomplete pass. And it'll be 4th down following the pass deflection.
Well, at the end of the game, you go back and you basically say what happened on 3rd down, and you have a pretty good indication of how that game came out. Good play by the defense.
They'll set up shop at the 20-yard line. 1st and 10. And straight ahead we go with the fullback. We've got 2nd and 9 here. Ball on the 21-yard line. Pressure gets there, and he puts it on the ground. Tampa Bay is able to fall on it.
Sometimes there's nothing more interesting than a fumbled football because that oblong-shaped football really makes for some interesting bounces out there. They were lucky to get that one back.
Short throw. Pass is complete. Tackle was made by John Beeson.
The Panthers did a good job forcing a 3-and-out. Anytime a defense can come up with 3 solid plays in a row like that, you know they are right on schedule.
He breaks the tackle. They were forced to punt on their last drive. It's 1st and 10. Ball on the 46-yard line. Stays on his feet. They get 5 yards on the play. That'll bring up 2nd down.
Let's go now, let's go. Go back to work now.
And they'll run him again. White was there to bring him down. And it's completed. D'Angelo Williams now has 5 catches. On the ground, up the middle. Makes his way to about the 18. 10-yard pickup on the play, and that will bring up second down. Tackle was made by Hovan. D'Angelo Williams picked up the first down after the gain of 4. He throws right. He's there for the catch. Touchdown, Panthers.
Yeah,
if you're going to make a living in this league as a running back, you're going to have to make somebody miss at some point, and that was a big somebody in the backfield that time, able to escape and stuck it in for the touchdown.
Clayton from the 2. Hit and dropped at the 27.
The Buccaneers have had a long day so far, and if they don't make something happen on this series, well, you're going to see these players getting more and more frustrated.
Here's the give. McAllister was there to bring him down. Ward picks up about 4 yards on the play.
Let's go, get it, baby.
He needs to make a decision. The Panthers are continuing to impress me in the pass rush department.
Well, 5 sacks. You're not an easy guy to impress, but it sounds like 5 sacks may be enough. But this is a defense that really is beginning to overwhelm this offensive line.
Gets the pass off. Brings it in. He's down the sideline. Antonio Bryant makes his 3rd grab. So it's now 1st and 10 after the big pass play. Huge pressure by the defense. Dumps it out left. Askew makes his 3rd catch of the game. They line up at the 24. Rolls right. Gets the pass away. They picked it off. Touchdown, Carolina Panthers.
You know, some of these corners are just freakish athletes right now. Oftentimes, they're the best athletes on the field. Maybe they don't have the skill set, great hands, great moves, whatever, but they are definitely among the fastest in the NFL.
From his own goal line. At the 30. Hit and dropped at the 35. We'll see what the offense does to combat their last mistake, which ended with the defense celebrating a touchdown. They can't bring him down. The stop was made by Beeson. Graham with his first carry. They didn't hand off to him at all in the first half. Throws it out. And now the offense will be faced with a 3rd down situation.
3rd down.
Let's go now, let's go. Let's get them motors going. Let's go. Watch it, watch it, watch it, watch it, D.
He fights forward to about the 46. Beeson makes the tackle. and he pushes ahead for the first down.
I like that call there. Put the ball in the hands of one of your playmakers and let them go to work. Not a big gainer there, but certainly a big first down.
They go with the run. Ward gets about 4 yards on the play. It's second down, 6 to go. Gets the pass out. There for the reception. Stovall with his 5th grab of the game. First and 10. Ball on the 28. They hand it off. Won't be stopped. Gains his way to the 20-yard line before he's gang tackled. It appears that we have a flag on the play. And I have a feeling this one's coming back. Second and 7 coming up. Ball on the 28-yard line. Passes it. It's there for the catch.
And that was a little hum baby coming out of there from the quarterback. We've all heard about how strong his arm is, and we saw it there.
Graham, the ball carrier. The stop was made by Brayton. We're at play number 9 on the current drive. They give it to the tailback. Graham gets 6 yards on the play. And this is the 10th play of the drive. They will be short.
Yeah, and for a minute it looked like he might slip out of there, but the defense got there, the pursuit was all over it, and they made a nice stop.
And with that, the score is the Buccaneers 26, the Carolina Panthers 55. They get him at the 25. The Panthers will start this drive at the 25. He needs to get the pass off. Jermaine Phillips is giving the offensive coordinator fits. He just recorded his 3rd sack of the game. Still going. R.B.I. was there on the tackle. 3 yards there.
And they really ran right into the blitz. That's a time that a veteran quarterback should have changed the play at the line of scrimmage. You could see the blitz coming. He didn't audible and only came away with a short gain.
Throws it. Makes the catch. The stop was made by R.B.I. King makes his 3rd grab. Williams gets the call. Williams picks up 5 yards with the carry. They keep it on the ground with the tailback. Arrington comes away with 2 yards on the carry. They hand it off again. And it looks short from up here.
And it's not very often that I get really excited about defensive line play, but that time the guys up front on defense were just overpowered.
Put up or shut up.
Into the end zone for a touchback.
The Buccaneers had some success on that last series, putting up 3 points, but now they're going to want to take it to another level with a touchdown.
Passes on the move. He's still going. The 50. At the 40. Down the sideline. To the 10. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. Byron Leftwich has done an excellent job of leading the aerial attack in this one, racking up over 300 yards through the air. Matt Bryant is good on the point after.
Here's your sprint drive summary.
He's tackled at the 34-yard line. The defense could do no wrong the last time this team had the ball. On the ground with a tailback. He can't bring him down. Still moving. Williams gets 8 yards on the play. 2 yards away here on second down. Throws it. There for the catch. Brown makes the tackle. That pass put him over 300 yards for the game.
And what's really impressed me has been his accuracy. He's been squeezing the ball into some tight situations all game. His accuracy has just been tremendous.
Again with the run. Williams gains about 2 yards on the run. Second down, 8 yards to go. Here's the give. Looked like someone got caught holding. Here's the official call.
Oh, yeah.
Holding offense. Repeat, second down.
So it's second and long now after the penalty.
Well, the defense didn't get the sack, but they got the next best thing, and that was a bad throw.
Passes. And it's tipped away. The defender gets a hand on it, and that will bring up fourth down.
I don't know if that's the guy I want to pick on third down when you have to have a conversion. He is tough.
Hit and dropped at the 22.
The Buccaneers on that last series proved they can move the ball on this defense. They just need to keep it rolling now.
Feeds it to the back. Beeson hits him for a loss at the 20-yard line. And that's the end of the third quarter. Our score in this one is the Panthers 55, the Buccaneers 33. The Buccaneers start this final quarter with the ball. Time is against them. Here's the throw. Tipped it away. Antonio Bryant was his intended target.
Third down.
Short pass to his left. Richard Marshall was there to bring him down. Michael Clayton now has 5 catches. Escapes the pressure, keeps looking. Sheds one tackler. The stop was made by Barnett.
When you get a halfback that gets in the open field with that kind of space, it is just so difficult to try and stop the screen. The offensive line got out in front. That was nice.
Give to the tailback. Tackle was made by Pepper. A pickup of about 3.
Well, that time the outside linebacker came on the run blitz. They got some penetration and shut down the play.
Throws short. Comes down with it. At the 30, to the 20, to the 10. He'll be dropped inside the 5. What a huge play. He's simply putting on a passing clinic out there.
Yeah, and this defense should have to pay for admission to this clinic because I tell you what, he is teaching them a thing or two about playing offensive football. No matter what this defense does to try to stop them, they simply cannot.
Again, he'll get the call.
As a quarterback, you really want to make that pre-snap read, and it's kind of hard to not see the middle linebacker. He came on the blitz that time, and sometimes you just need to get out of a play like that.
Wilhelm drops him for a loss at the 4.
You know, you can draw up any sort of protection scheme and blocking scheme that you want. But ultimately, this game comes down to one big man against another big man, and that time the defense's big men, they won the battle.
Makes the short throw. Strouder has 6. Wait, the officials will huddle. They say, yes, it is a touchdown. Byron Leftwich throws his 3rd TD pass of the contest. Rolling right. Passes to his left. Makes the catch for 2. Great job there. They were able to convert.
And you could tell the offense had a plan throughout that drive. Not only did they get the touchdown, but they immediately got the call in for the 2-point conversion. They knew exactly what they wanted to do and executed it perfectly.
Here's a look at the drive summary presented by Sprint.
Let's go get him now. Plug the benefit, baby. Plug the benefit.
And the defense has a heavy rush. Brown makes the tackle. Smith is able to make his 4th reception. A little misdirection. Tackle about the 43-yard line by Piscatelli. Williams gains around 6 yards on the run. The stop was made by Barrett Ruud.
This quarterback's a good athlete, no question about it. When he drops back to throw, you had better account for his ability to run the football or you're going to give up a first down like they just did.
That defense is getting a little excited down there.
Encroachment. Defense.
I'm just saying, you know. That's you. That's you. Oh, man.
Repeat first down.
First down here at only 5 for the first following the penalty. Gives to the back. Huge hit.
D'Angelo Williams can see the field so well, and as a runner, you need to have that kind of vision to be successful.
Passes the ball, and he caught it. This one might be on the offense. Here's the call. First and 15 now following the penalty. Hands it to the back. Gains Adams, makes the tackle. Arrington gets 3 yards on the carry. They'll work the left side. Wilkerson is there on the tackle. Arrington gets about 4 yards on the play. And straight ahead we go with the fullback.
Tom, the offensive line just didn't get any push there. They've got to do a better job knocking those guys off the line of scrimmage.
That's what we are.
And it's good. Let's take a look at the sprint drive summary. That was a great kick from that distance.
It really was, wasn't it? There are no field goal kicker jokes going on the sideline right now. Just a lot of love.
Smith from the 5. Still working. He gets out to the 28-yard line. The Buccaneers will begin this drive at the 28-yard line. Leftwich hands it off. Godfrey makes the tackle. This play call really didn't make much sense.
No, at this point in the game, when you know that not only is the defense working against you, but so is the clock, a run call here probably is not a very good idea.
The stop was made by Godfrey. Bryant brings in his 30th catch of the season. Still on his feet. He fights forward to about the 43. John Beeson has 8 tackles now in the game. Gets the pass away. He leaves. It's caught. Tackle was made by Godfrey. That last catch puts him over 100 receiving yards.
And one of the things I like watching about this receiver is that he understands how to read coverages. More often than not, a wide receiver has to understand reading coverages at least as well as the quarterback. Otherwise, the quarterback will see one thing and the receiver another.
Here's the pass. He gunned that one in there for the first down, didn't he?
He really did, and when you watch a guy throw a ball that hard, they don't move their arm any faster. You see him driving off that back leg. That was a pretty pass.
Throws it short. Stovall has it for the touchdown. Byron Leftwich now has 25 touchdown passes on the year. Extra point is good. Here's your sprint drive summary. Better than 8 minutes remain in the fourth quarter. And the score, the Buccaneers 48, the Panthers 58. Gathered at the 6. They'll go to work at the 34-yard line. First down now and 10 to go. Hands it to the back. He didn't get back to the line.
And let's give credit to the defense. They had a great push there. They got in the backfield, took control of their own gaps.
Arrington off the right side.
Well, those defenders get paid too, and every once in a while they win the battle. Clearly that time they were all over this offensive line.
They hand it off. A lot of coaches would have tried to get the first one.
Yeah, but you do gamble if you put the ball in the air in that situation. I think right now the coach is saying I have more faith in my defense to make some stops than my offense to convert that play.
Smith takes it at the 36. He's tackled at the 42. The offense will start at the 42. First and 10. Ward gets the call. He doesn't get back to the line.
And it looked like this defensive line just beat him off the snap. Sometimes those guys can time out the quarterback's cadence. And if the quarterback doesn't start changing that snap count, his offensive line is going to really struggle.
The stop was made by Chris Harris. Just can't let him get the ball, can you? That reception put him over 100 yards.
And this receiver just looks so confident catching the football. You know, if you really believe in your hands, it gives your eyes a chance to look away and try and make some runs after the catch. This guy knows he's going to make every catch and do it solidly.
Bryant brings in his 6th catch of the game. Dumps it out right. He gives the Bucs a 1st and goal. Strouder with his 6th reception. The halfback with the carry. And it looks like this touchdown might be coming back. Here's the call.
Holding offense. Repeat, 1st down.
It's a 2-possession game, and the offense can cut that down if they can get it in the end zone here. Short throw to the right. Davis is there on the tackle. Strouder caught that one for a gain of 6. That'll make it 2nd down. Slides down to the ground. About 4 yards on that play, and so it'll be 3rd down. Passes to the end zone. Tipped away. And the pass will fall incomplete. 4th down coming up.
And those are the kind of big 3rd down plays you have to have on defense to get the ball back and give your team a chance on offense.
Bounced off the upright, no good.
Oh, come on. You have to be kidding me. You can't miss a field goal that short. Just send one of the defensive tackles in. He can make it from that far.
Slides down.
Boy, in that kind of situation, you just think that if they're going to pick up the 1st down on you, they're going to have to do it throwing the football. But that time, the quarterback got out in the open field and got it done.
Dumps it out well. The stop was made by Brown. That's a 4-yard pickup through the air.
Only gained about 4 yards on that play, but sometimes as an offense, as long as it's not a negative play, it's a positive play.
Here's the give. White was there on the tackle. White with the takedown again. That's his 5th tackle of the game. Short pass. Pass is complete. The stop was made by White.
And that's good quarterback play. He recognized the blitz. He understood what was happening with the coverage behind it and found the open man.
They'll keep it on the ground again. Arrington picks up about 4 yards on the play. It's 2nd and 6 coming up. Ball on the 37-yard line. And it's completed.
You know, that's not one of those plays that's a huge gain by any means, but that's really the essence of an offensive game plan. You have to start hitting some of those short intermediate routes, and that begins to open everything else up.
Adams will drop him behind the line at the 34-yard line. Gaines Adams has been on a collision course with the ball carriers. That takedown marking his 5th tackle. The tackle was made by McCown. 1st and 10. He rolls out to the right. John Beeson had the coverage on the play. 2nd down, 10 yards to go. Gets the ball away. And the pass is incomplete. No completion that time, and it'll bring up third down. He's there for the catch. Michael Clayton brings in his 6th catch of the game. Not much indecision by the coach here. He'll keep the offense out there to go for it. He's dropped. What a play on 4th down. The Buccaneers obviously have been focused on getting to the quarterback.
You think? They're after his butt out there today. And the worst part from the quarterback standpoint is all the confusion they're causing with their blocking schemes.
The stop was made by White. A 5-yard gain. That brings up 2nd down. Jackson was there on the tackle. J.J. Arrington gained around 6 yards. That'll be enough to get the first. The halfback with the carry.
And if you can make a running back hesitate just a little, that time you could see there really was no hole, and the running back was just fishing for a place to go.
Piscatelli will tackle him for a loss at the 32-yard line. Piscatelli has been on a collision course with the ball carriers. That takedown marking his 5th tackle. Hovan gets his hands on him and drags him down for a loss at the 33-yard line. Hits the upright and it bounced the wrong way. The offense will take over at the 40. He throws right.
Yeah, they brought the blitz, and the offensive line just unable to pick it up that time to force the incompletion.
He passes short. Brings it in. Wilhelm makes the tackle. He's been impressive this year and has racked up the passing yardage. That's now 3,500.
Pass rush almost got there that time, and he has to feel a little lucky that that ball just fell harmlessly to the turf.
He breaks loose, looking to get it off. The Buccaneers have been getting constant pressure. This is getting ugly.
Yeah, this is ugly indeed. This offense is going to need a facelift after this one.
Vick hands it off straight ahead. The defense calls a timeout, and that was their 3rd and final timeout. And he'll just kneel it here. Here's a 3rd and 8 situation. Ball on the 42-yard line. Give to the tailback. The tackle was made by Piscatelli. The defense was ready on that series, and they had all the answers for what the offense tried to do.
And that's a humbling experience for any offense. When you go out there and have those 3-and-out series, You just go back to the sideline a little embarrassed, and the defense, they're upset.
This looks like their last shot to get it into the end zone. Passes it out. There for the reception. The stop was made by John Beeson. Kellen Winslow Jr. makes it 5 catches for the game. The pass is away. He makes another catch. Godfrey was there on the tackle. That'll do it from Raymond James Stadium. Stick around for the top highlights from the game.